Good evening to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Am I audible? Today's editorial is all about BSNL and the much needed bailout. You're going to get enriched comprehension point of view, vocabulary point of view, effective English point of view based on the editorial, and also you will be able to improve your contextual awareness. Besides, today you're going to work on when it comes to practice questions based on exam topics, spot the errors. You're going to work on spot the errors, misspelled words, fillers, a bit challenging, and idioms. And after that, as usual, editorial vocabulary. I would like to start the session with a nice quote. What is today's quote? Believe you can achieve something and you're halfway there. If you believe in yourself, 50% you have achieved. That's what it means. Believe you can achieve something, you can accomplish something, and you're halfway there. 50% job is done. A very useful quote. Let us go to editorial vocabulary. Bailout, usually, I'm sure you guys know the word bail to get the bail. It's a legal term. But here we have bailout. That's a noun, a different meaning altogether. An act of giving financial assistance, not bringing out someone from jail. An act of giving financial assistance to a failing business or economy. It goes with business context, a business or company, an organization, or economy to save it from collapse. If some company is on the verge of collapse, then we talk about the bailout. Hope you guys got the meaning. Fulfill, an important word we have got for the first time. Achieve or realize something desired, promised, or predicted. Fulfill your dreams, one of the combinations. Make your dreams come true. Achieve or realize something desired, dreams obviously, promised or predicted. Exactly, that's what it means. Disaster, I'm sure you guys know the expression, a natural disaster, but here only a disaster, a sudden accident or a natural catastrophe that causes great damage or loss of life. Some incident or event that causes great damage or loss of life. It could be natural, it could be an accident. We use the term a disaster, calamity, very good, mishap, another word. By nature, we say natural disaster. And there's one important word over here, catastrophe. Meaning is the same. And apocalyptic, that is also a very good word. I appreciate that, don't you? Lifeline, we have got for the first time. A thing on which someone or something depends or which provides a means of escape from a difficult situation. A company or an economy is in a difficult situation, and a thing on which someone or something depends and it provides means of escape, that is known as lifeline, in a way, support to escape. Fear, we have got so many times, peer pressure, typical example. A person of the same age, the same social position, or having the same abilities as other people in a group. But do remember the combination peer pressure. People pick up persons, any person for that matter, he or she picks up a bad habit, sometimes, not always, because of peer pressure. Inclusive growth, a typical, we talk about inclusive growth. Inclusive, not excluding any of the parties or groups involved in something. When we talk about development, we use this expression inclusive growth. Means what? Involving all the segments of the society. Erstwhile, it goes with usually partners and also position based on the position, erstwhile president. Former, simple word. Part of speech, here it is an adjective, sorry. Monopoly, it goes with economy, part of speech noun. the exclusive possession or control of the supply of or trade in a commodity or service. A particular business has the control over a particular product or service, then we use the term monopoly. The company has monopolized that particular business. Erosion, usually it goes with soil. I'm sure you guys know soil erosion means what? The gradual destruction or diminution of something. Something slowly gets decreased in size or gets destructed. We use the word erode, from that you get erosion. It usually goes with soil, sometimes it goes with other combinations. Consolation, there's one combination, usually we say consolation prize, but here consolation, part of speech noun, the comfort received by a person after a loss or disappointment. Someone has lost something, and subsequent to that, he or she receives the comfort. Then we use the term, it was a consolation. The consolation was or is, whatever. Intervening period, we have got this many a time. Extending or occurring between events, occurring between two events, we use intervening period, part of speech adjective. Shoals, usually it goes with fish, shoal of fish or school of fish, but here a large group or number. But do remember it usually goes with fish. A lot of fish we say shoal of fish. You can also use school, school of fish. Whittled down, we have got for the first time. Phrasal verb, to gradually make something smaller by removing parts. Make something smaller in size by removing parts, then whittled down. An important one. For two reasons, it's not quite familiar, not a very familiar expression, and we have got for the first time, not easy to remember. Indigenous, we have got many a time an important word, originating or occurring naturally in a particular place. You can remember one word, native. And what are the typical combinations? Indigenous people, indigenous industries, indigenous tribes, and you have to recollect words like original inhabitants, native, local, aboriginals, all are related words. Earmark something. This goes with economy, government. Designate usually funds or resources for a particular purpose. Then we say earmark something for a particular purpose. Not too many words, and it's a short editorial, but today the questions, practice questions, some of those are quite challenging. Much needed bailout, not easy to understand, but first you have to know the meaning of the word bailout. What does it mean? An act of giving financial assistance to a failing business or economy to save it from collapse. When a particular organization or economy is on the verge of collapse, we provide financial assistance that is known as bailout. Much needed bailout, much required. But to what? You have to read the next one. Bsnl needs state help. Here, state means the government, not a typical state like Tamil Nadu or AP or Telangana. Bsnl needs state help to fulfill its social role in rural areas and in disaster relief. Bsnl has two roles, social roles to play. One, its role in rural areas, one thing. Second, in disaster relief. Based on that, BSNL needs state help to fulfill. There's another important word, fulfill means what? Achieve or realize something desired, promised, or predicted. Not exactly predicted, you can think of words like desired or promised. Fulfill its social role in rural areas, not in urban areas, and in disaster relief, two dimensions. Now, this has been written based on a particular stimulus. What is that? The cabinet's decision to provide a 1.64 lakh crore lifeline to Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited (BSNL) comes as a badly needed shot in the arm for the loss-making public sector telecommunications provider. Here, this editorial, in a way, it is different. A lot of lengthy sentences. You got to listen carefully, and you have to read once or twice to comprehend what exactly the sentence means. The cabinet's decision. The cabinet took a decision. What is it? Decision to provide 1.64 lakh crore lifeline. There's one important word. A thing on which someone or something depends, or which provides a means of escape from a difficult situation. Something like support, financial support. 1.64 lakh crore lifeline to BSNL, Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited, and it comes as a badly needed shot. You badly need something, desperate for something. Shot in the arm. This is an important expression we have got many a time. Something that is encouraging, something that gives you confidence or makes the situation better. Comes as a badly needed shot in the arm for the loss making public sector telecommunications provider. BSNL is a public sector, it belongs to the public sector. Unfortunately, loss making public sector telecommunications provider. Almost 3 years since the government last announced a plan to revive. The word revive I should have brought in red, but you have got many a time. What does it mean? Revive means revitalize, bring back to life. Almost 3 years since the government last announced a plan to revive BSNL and its smaller peer, someone of the same status, Mahanagar Telephone Nigam Limited, MTNL. The government seems to have belatedly realized that any further delay in adequately funding the main public sector telco in the strategic sector risks compromising its goals of bridging the digital divide and ensuring the evolution of an inclusive knowledge society. As I said, the sentences are very lengthy. To read out also not easy, and not easy when you read also not easy to comprehend. But what does it talk about in a nutshell? It almost 3 years since the government last announced, 3 years ago, the government announced a bailout package, perhaps, a plan to revive one BSNL, the other MTNL. The government seems to have belatedly realized that any further delay, 3 years means delay, and the government seems to have realized any further delay in adequately funding the main public sector telco in the strategic sector risks. If they delay further, there is going to be a risk. What is that risk? The goals may be compromised. Risks compromising its goals. And what are the goals? Bridging the digital divide and ensuring the evolution of an inclusive knowledge society. If they neglect or if they don't support BSNL and MTNL, what is going to be the impact? It may result in digital divide, one thing, and it may not result in inclusive knowledge society. Some people have, some people don't have. So based on this, the sentence talks about they took a decision to revive BSNL 3 years ago, but they haven't done anything about it. Now they have realized further delay, already delayed, further delay will result in compromising its goals, BSNL goals. And what are those goals? Goals of bridging the digital divide and ensuring the evolution of an inclusive knowledge society. Inclusive means what? Not excluding any of the parties or groups involved in something. Today we talk about urban and rural divide. Those who are in the urban areas, they have access to a lot of facilities, or they are privileged in a way. But those who are in the rural areas, they don't have access. Especially, we saw this at the time of the COVID-19 lockdown. A lot of rural people, they could not have access. They could not get access to internet. Because of that, they could not attend a lot of sessions, and there was a gap. The gap got widened. So they have to do something here. It has to be protected, it has to be saved. Nothing highlights the urgency of providing the crucial capital support to address the multiple financial, technology, and spectrum needs confronting the erstwhile monopoly provider. Another lengthy sentence. Why should they do that at this stage? To justify that, nothing highlights the urgency of providing the crucial BSNL, MTNL, they both need crucial capital support. For what purpose? To address, they have a lot of problems, and what are those problems? To address the multiple financial, technology, and spectrum needs confronting the erstwhile monopoly provider of erstwhile former monopoly, only BSNL at one stage. We didn't have the private players, provider of telecommunication services, than the accelerated erosion in its subscriber base in the 31 months since October 2019, when the earlier revival plan was approved. When you come across lengthy sentences, if you don't read twice or thrice, you may get lost. There's every possibility you may get lost. So it talks about why these two organizations need uh, financial assistance to address the problems, multiple problems related to financial, technology, and spectrum needs, confronting, once it was the number one, not now, telecommunication service provider, more than that, than the accelerated erosion in its subscriber base in the 31 months since October 2019, when the earlier revival plan was approved. Now, what is happening here? The subscriber base is getting lost. Erosion, one word, means what? The gradual destruction or diminution of something. Last 3 years ago, 2019 October, from that time to the present time, there is erosion in its subscriber base. That is something to worry about. For a company that held the commanding heights of landline, wireline connections until the opening up of the sector to private players, before the private players came into the market, BSNL had the number one position. For a company that held the commanding heights of landline, wireline connections, only one BSNL, nothing else, before the private players came. Until the opening up of the sector to private players, an entry of wireless telephony in the 1990s, BSNL's share of wireline connections fell sharply to 28.7% at the end of May 2022 from 46.6% in October 2019. This talks about losing the subscriber base, and there are two aspects or two dimensions over here. One is landline, the other that is wireline, the other one is wireless telephony. Coming to wireline connections from 2019 to the present 2022, they lost the subscriber base. In 2019, it was 46.6%, and May 2022, it is 27.7%. It has come down drastically. Let us see what happened on the other front, wireless front. On the significantly larger wireless front, BSNL's already small share slid marginally to 9.85% as on May 31st, with the number of subscribers declining by 45 lakh to 11.28 crore. The subscriber base is being lost, wireline, wireless, both the fronts. The previous sentence talks about the wireline, how they lost the subscriber base 46.6% to 28.7%. This talks about wireless. It not substantially, already small shares slid marginally, not substantial, to some extent, to 9.85% as on May 31st, with the number of subscribers declining by 45 lakh to 11.28 crore. The only consolation, what is the meaning of the word consolation? The comfort received by a person after a loss or disappointment. The only consolation was that the number of its rural wireless subscribers shrank by just 11.4 lakh. The only consolation was what? The number of its rural wireless subscribers shrank by just 11.4 lakh. Here 45 lakh, but coming to wireless subscribers in the rural area only 11.4 lakh. The intervening period, first, what is the meaning of that? Extending or occurring between events. In this context, between 2019 and 2022. The intervening period has also seen BSNL shrink its workforce. Now the editorial talks about the workforce, the profits, the balance sheet, all these aspects of BSNL. The intervening period has also seen BSNL shrink its workforce, the number of employees, making it a far lighter ship and better place to navigate the shoals of a competitive and technologically rapidly evolving marketplace. There's one word over here, shoals. Usually it goes with fish, but here, shoals of a competitive and technologically rapidly evolving marketplace. If they have to navigate in this, they have to, the ship has to be a lighter ship. Only then they can navigate. That's what it means. For that, they had to shrink the workforce from an employee base that exceeded 1.65 lakh and consumed about 75% of its total income. The public sector enterprise had whittled down the number of regular employees on its rolls to 64,536 as on March 31st, 2021, with the proportion of employee benefit expenses to total income more than halving to 36%. Initially, 1.65 lakh brought it down to 64,536, and initially 75% of its total income consumed. Now it has been brought down to almost half, that is 36%. Whittle down means what? To gradually make something smaller by removing parts. In a way, you can say dismantle. In this context, removing or bringing down the number of employees. BSNL's net loss also narrowed appreciably to 7,453 crore at the end of the fiscal year ended March 2021. Loss narrowed appreciably. Acknowledging the public sector telcos' crucial role in expansion of telecom services in rural areas, the editorial starts with that. Development of indigenous technology and disaster relief, two dimensions. One, rural areas providing the services. The other one, role in disaster relief. Acknowledging the public sector telco's crucial role in what? In expansion of telecom services in rural areas, the first thing. Development of indigenous technology and disaster relief, the second thing. Indigenous means local or native. The government has earmarked welcome funds for each of the chosen focus areas, including allocating spectrum, helping the provider upgrade its services, and critically de-stressing its balance sheet. All the solutions to deal with the present situation. Earmark, an important word, designate funds or resources for a particular purpose. That's how it ends. It talks about the solution. A very short editorial, as I said, and not too many words, only a few words, but a few words are new completely. For example, if you take whittle down, that is, we have got for the first time. Whenever you come across new words, do remember, spend some time, make your own examples, only then you will be able to remember. Coming to comprehension based questions based on the editorial. The first one, what is this editorial about? What will you write? Reviving two organizations, the major one, BSNL, besides that, MTNL. Why does BSNL need state help? Here, state means the government, not a typical state that deals with, not an administrative unit. Why does BSNL need state help? What was the only consolation in the context of the editorial? Keyword consolation. What has the intervening period seen? The intervening period between 2019 and 2022 has seen something. What has it seen? Should be able to answer. What has the government earmarked in the context of the editorial? The government has earmarked something. What is that? No, here it is not about the state and central. State here means government of India, in a way the center. State has two meanings. One meaning, an administrative unit, a state like Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, or Tamil Nadu, or Karnataka. But another meaning, this goes with polity. State means a sovereign country. Sovereign means independent country. We use the word state, a different meaning altogether. Now let us go to practice questions based on exam topics. A few questions are quite challenging. Try to read meticulously and spot the error. The first one. Banknotes have many special features so that bank staff can easier identify fake notes. Easy to spot the error. That's what I would like to say. Banknotes have many special features so that bank staff can easier identify fake notes. Editorial about how the Bsnl and MTNL should be developed by the government, which should take the necessary steps to do those as soon as possible. So spontaneous, I appreciate that. An easy one, as I said, banknotes have many special features. A fact, present, possess, nothing wrong. Why do they have many special features? So that bank staff can, nothing wrong. This is a problem. Identify fake notes. Not easier. We have to use the word easily. What is the right word here? Staff can easily. Then it is correct. Easily identify fake notes. The correct word form. So what is this question about? It is about word form. They may give easy, easier, easiest, but what is the correct word form? Easily identify fake notes. You all know the meaning of the word fake, not real. And what is the other word for fake notes? And there's one more word you have to think of. Exam point of view, very important. Currency. For that word, we use the word currency. Staff, it is a collective noun. Collective nouns usually take a singular verb, but if the sentence talks about division, then the collective noun takes a plural verb. Very good. Counterfeit. That is the right word. I was expecting that from you guys. What is the reason? Many of you are bank aspirants. So fake currency or counterfeit currency, counterfeit notes. That word you have to know. Let us go to question number 2. Many people have decided not to buy a car last Diwali because of the high price of petrol last year. Counterfeit. Please go to question number 2. Easy one, not that difficult, but you got to read carefully. Counterfeit, it is not F-I, it is F-E-I-T, counterfeit. This is the correct spelling. Many people have decided, why do you want to use had? It doesn't talk about two actions that happened in the past, one after the other. Remember, we use past perfect. If there are two actions that happened in the past, one after the other, for the first action, we use past perfect. For the second action, we use past tense. Here, I will underline, please listen very carefully. Many people have decided not to buy a car. Last Diwali, answer my question. Last Diwali, is it past or present or future? If you answer that, there ends the matter. because of some reason, the high price of petrol last year, that doesn't matter. No, no, please answer my question. No, error is not correct. First, you listen to what I'm saying. Many people have decided not to buy a car last Diwali. I asked the question, last Diwali, present or past or future? The word last Diwali means what? Past. Then can you use present perfect? When you mention last Diwali, can you use present perfect tense? Will you use a present perfect or past? Which one will you use? Last Diwali. That goes into past. Then we cannot use present perfect. We have to use past tense. Based on that, there's an error in the first part. Many people decided, not have decided. Many people decided not to buy a car last Diwali. Why? Because of the high price of petrol last year. There ends the matter. An easy one, please remember, in many competitive exams, many a time, they have given questions based on past tense and present perfect tense. What is the difference? If there is time aspect that goes into the past, we have to use past tense. Any past action time phrase is not there, we have to use present perfect tense. Here there is a phrase that goes into the past, last Diwali, then we cannot use present perfect. I hope you guys got it. Question number 3. We plan to sell part of our business. Therefore, we have to repay a loan. This is also an easy one, but you have to think spontaneously. You have to catch a particular word. Then it is an easy one. We plan to sell part of our business. Why? We have to repay a loan. So, what is the word you use to express a reason? Here, the sentence talks about doing something for a particular reason. No, no, you're off the track. I'm a bit surprised, taken aback. Very simple. No, no, no. So far, 4 students have responded. All of you are off the track. It's an easy, who is this? Suresh has got it right. Very good. Here, we plan to sell part of our business. Why? Because, will you use the word therefore here? What is the appropriate word that talks about the reason? Why do we plan to sell part of our business? Because we have to repay a loan. No, no, no. There is an error in the third part. Nothing wrong with we plan to do something. To do what? To sell part of our business. Ask the question why? Because we have to repay a loan. The right word here, because, not therefore. Therefore is completely irrelevant over here. I think only one student, Suresh, has got it right. No one else has got it right. That is really surprising for me. This is based on appropriate word. What is appropriate word based on the context? Because. An easy one. Anyhow, let us go to question number 4. Who is this? Why not? In English, to express a reason, there are 4 words. 1, because. 2, since. These two one pair. We also have as and for. All the 4 express a reason. Then you may ask, so what is the difference? Because and since are used if the reason is strong. As and for are used if the reason is weak. Repay a loan, strong reason. Based on that, we cannot use as, we cannot use for. We can use either because or since, but better word is because. Since we have to repay a loan, there's nothing wrong with that. But better word, usage point of view. Why? Because we have to repay a loan. Have you got the difference? Please say yes or no. We have spent most of the profits that we earned last year on purchasing new computers. Satish Kumar, you asked a question. I have given the answer. So you have to respond whether you have got it or not. We have spent most of the profits that we earned last year. Thank you very much. Last year. Will you say that we earned last year or we earned last year? Good Tapa. First one to respond. That we earned last year. Here, last year, time that goes into past. Obviously, we have to use past tense. The verb should be in the past form because it is past tense. But here, students may ask me, sir, how come there are two clauses? We have spent most of the profits on purchasing new computers. This is one clause. That we earned last year, one clause. This clause we earned last year because of last year, it should be in past. But if you take the main clause, we have spent most of the profits on purchasing new computers. There's no time. There's no time, past action. We should use present perfect. That way, nothing wrong with the first part or the main clause. There's a problem with the subordinate clause, profits that we earned last year. Some students think we have to use the same tense. Based on the idea, we have to use the appropriate tense. The last question based on, thank you very much, Kumar. I appreciate that. Today, there are very few tigers left in India, and many NGOs are working saving our national animal. Today, there are very few tigers, nothing wrong. This is a different phrase altogether. Here, you may recollect few, a few, the few, but that is one thing. Here, very few, not too many, a different phrase altogether, nothing wrong with that. Today, there are very few tigers left in India, and many NGOs are working. Working, saving, does it seem right? No. Are working to do what? To save. Working to save our national animal. Here we have to use a verb in the basic form or infinitive. Working to save. Studying to achieve success. So we cannot use saving. What is this question based on? Word form. Working, saving, not correct. Working to save our national animal. That is a tiger. How do you find these questions? Easy or difficult? Now we have 5 questions based on misspelled words. First, you listen to the instructions. You see 4 words. They may be right or one of them wrong. Then you have to identify the word that has been misspelled. Please look at all the 4 words. Reverence, heavenly, elsewhere, celebrate. Toward, towards, both are correct. Who is this? Armugam. Toward, towards, both mean the same, both are correct. Some students think toward is not correct, towards is correct. No, both mean the same, both are perfect. Absolutely no problem. What is the spelling? Reverence. Reverence means what? A lot of respect. It is not a reverence, respect, a lot of respect. So the first word is not correct. Heavenly, earthly, heavenly, nothing wrong. Not here, elsewhere, nothing wrong. Celebrate, enjoy, success. Sooner or later, you're going to celebrate your success. Question number 2, based on misspelled words. Admirable. Usually, Britishers and Indians use the word admirable, and Americans use the word adorable. There's a nice word, adorable. Quite often they say adorable, something that is really good. Anything wrong with admirable? No. Anything wrong with mingle? Mingle means what? To move with others without any shyness, mingle with others, instinctively, instinct, spontaneous, inbuilt, reflexive, nothing wrong. Accomplish, sooner or later you guys are going to accomplish, so nothing wrong with that word. Answer is what? Heavenly bodies, cosmic bodies. Very good. I appreciate that. Question number 3, based on misspelled words. Opportunity. Anything wrong with opportunity? No. Anything wrong with lethargy? Lethargy means what? Laziness, being very slow, like a snail. Lazy, slow, lethargic. A negative word, but spelling wise, nothing wrong. Bereave, that's an important word. Bereaved means to lose someone close to you. Bereaved family, take away from someone's possession. What is a word? Third word, please answer. Do you know the meaning of that? Bereave means be deprived of. Be deprived of. Here it is not procrastination. No, answer is not the fifth one. This is very tricky. This is the question of the day, in my opinion. You may ask, sir, why? Under pressure, we take things for granted. When you look at the words, you feel opportunity, no problem. Lethargy, no problem. You may assume procrastination, no problem. Bereavement, no problem. And you may go for the fifth option. But if you read meticulously, you will realize it is not procrastination. What is it? Procrastination. Procrastinate means what? Procrastinate means postpone. It's a bad habit, universal problem. A lot of people have this bad habit and they try to change, not easy to change. What is it? The bad habit of procrastination means postponing things. Tomorrow, we'll do tomorrow. Day after tomorrow. That tomorrow never comes. Let us go to question number 4. Discouraged. Anything wrong? No. Proceeding? No. Disastrous. What is the spelling of disastrous? You have to realize immediately. You have to stop there. Disaster, TER, but disastrous, TROUS. Disastrous. What is the correct spelling? This is the correct spelling. And disaster, what is the spelling? TER. Innocent. Innocent has two different meanings. One, a person who doesn't know anything, innocent person. And the other one, legal term. Innocent means a person who has not committed crime. And what is opposite? Guilty. Guilty also has two meanings. You feel guilty when you make a mistake, one meaning, goes with everyday English. And guilty also means a person who has committed crime. And the related words you have to recollect. Innocent person is acquitted. Guilty person is convicted. No, you don't get PDF of this session. Let us go to the last one. Friendship, nothing wrong. Grandeur, nothing wrong. Familiar, nothing wrong. But what is the spelling of soldier? Is it A or E? That's right. I know many of my students know these words. They have at the fingertips. Innocent, guilty, acquitted, convicted. No, those, not only those who purchase the course. All correct? No. Soldier is not correct. Let us go to sync model. No, it is okay. Here, we are not here to impress anyone. I'm not here to impress anyone. I don't think many students are here to impress anyone. We are here to enrich. knowledge, enrich proficiency. So a few questions, no problem. We don't have to consider. Other questions I cannot, right? Now let us go to sync model. What is a sync model? You have two sentences with two blanks, usually one blank. And for both the sentences, one word is required based on different meanings. Now have a look at these two sentences and choose the correct pair. There is no, if you read regularly newspapers, oh Madhav, you are there, very good. The next second, before you go to options, one word pops up. Which word is that? There is no escape. Then you can think of the options. One thing. We need not escape, seems right. From the arm, there is one idiomatic expression, long arm of the law. If you know that idiom, then you will think of the word long. But you have to check whether these two words go with the second sentence or not. There is no escape from the long arm of the law. Perfect. We need not escape from taking a long, hard look at all the options. Perfect. There is no escaping. No. Short arm, there is nothing like short arm. At arm, not correct. Long, but there is no avoid, grammatically not correct. Mince means mingle, shuffle, club, not say something clearly. Generally, we say don't mince your words, speak clearly. Answer is the first option. A few students have got it right. Very good. Let us go to question number 2. This is a little tricky. A red van was in front, obviously in front of the house. You don't have to look at the options. On the edge of the bed seems right. So unfortunately, all the four options have off. This is ruled out. A red van was parking, grammatically not correct. Was parked, passive voice, past tense passive voice. Was standing. Vehicle, we don't use the word standing. Was parked, hold that one. Rested, for ruled out, already ruled out. Parted off. Now you have to decide. A red van was, will you say parted in front of? Say yes or no. We don't use the word parted here. Based on that, answer is the third option. A red van was parked in front of the house, nothing wrong. She parked herself, that means positioned herself. This you may get a doubt. So what is this parked herself? It means what? Placed herself on the edge of the bed. Answer is the third option. Question number 3. Some of the teachers were for poor audience angrily on the door for under of the troop. Here, based on your grammar knowledge, the verb should be in past participle form because it is past tense passive voice. Based on that, you cannot use rap, you cannot use broke, you cannot use the verb in the past form. Either rapped or reaped or ransacked. Ransack means loot. It goes with shops at the time of protests. Not relevant here. It should be either rapped or reaped. Rap means to hit or to bang loudly, to beat, hit, or bang. Based on that, some of the teachers, were rapped, means they were beaten for poor performance, seems right. Audience rapped angrily on the door, means banged on the door for underperformance of the troop. Perfect. Answer is the third option. But you got to know the meaning of the word rap. You all know rapper, rap music. That is a different thing altogether. Let us go to the fourth one. I, the goat, A post to avoid her escape. Police off the street. Here easy to make out. To a post to investigate. A group of artists who travel from one place to another to perform. TROUP is different. TROUPEPE, that is a different one. A group of dancers, actors, or other entertainers who tour different places. Have you got the meaning, Divya? Troupe, TROUPE means what? A group of dancers or singers or actors who go to different places to perform. I tied, you can consider I roped as a verb. We are not quite sure. Hold that one. Rounded, no. Slacken, slacken means to lose, make something loose. Loosen, no, not relevant. I tied the goat to a post to avoid her escape. Police tied off the street to investigate the accident. Answer is the first option. I don't know how many of you have chosen the first option. Here you can easily make out I tied the goat to a post. Post means pillar. Pole. Post means what? Pole. Pole. Electric post. Pole. So nothing wrong with the first one, but you may get the doubt. Police tied off the street. How can they tie off? We all know the word tie, but here tie off is a phrasal verb. It means block. The police blocked the street. Perfect, nothing wrong. Answer is the first option. Easy provided you know the meaning of the phrasal verb tie off. Okay, sir. Fine. Go to the next one. Yes, Vijay Kumar, very good. Block. Many people genetically modified food, but the reality is that all the food that we eat has been genetically modified naturally by thousands of years of. Many people criticize before you go to the options, you have to think of that word. How is it possible? Extensive reading. Today, GM crops are severely criticized. Cordon off, very good expression. Who is that? Suresh. Suresh or Madhav? Good, I appreciate. Many people praise no, grow no, avoid no. You can consider criticize or condemn. Either the third one or the fifth one. Many people criticize genetically modified food, but the reality is that all the food that we eat has been genetically modified naturally by thousands of years of farming or years of abuse. Abuse means misuse. One of the meanings. Abuse has many meanings. One meaning, misuse, it goes with power, abuse of power. Another meaning, shouting at someone using bad words, abusing someone. And the third one, ill treat someone, abused a child, a different meaning altogether. But here it is not relevant. Thousands of years of farming answers the third option. Good, you guys got it right. Now we have 5 idioms, not phrasal verbs today. A new lease of life, all walks of life, dog's life, larger than life, run for one's life. Using bad words, using foul language, abuse. Shout at someone using bad language or foul language. Shout at someone using bad words. So, what is the meaning of the idiom, a new lease of life? Something gives you the chance to become happy or healthy. Okay? All walks of life, occupations, roles, social class, or lifestyle. People from all walks of life, a standard expression. Here, let us start. If you're not sure about the first one, all walks of life, third. Dog's life, positive or negative? Obviously, negative. A miserable, unhappy existence. Answer is the fifth one. Larger than life. Usually this goes with persons, celebrities, impressively influential, larger than life image. Answer is the first one. A run for one's life. When do you run? When you want to. Run away to save one's life. Easy to make out based on the words. A new lease of life. So what is the order? 43512. Some of these are very important. They have given many a time. Now let us go to the last but one. Enrich your word power, editorial vocabulary. Do remember this word goes with the fish, typical combination. But here it's a noun, large group or number. What is the answer? Excuse me. Noun, I is the answer. Are you guys still with the idioms? I want your response. Editorial vocabulary. Very good. Sairam. Noun, I is the answer. Intervening period, that means it's an adjective. Occurring, please be careful. Occurring spelling double R. Usually students think single R. Between events, answer is F. Whittle down, an important word we have got for the first time. An important phrasal verb means what? To gradually make smaller by removing the parts. Answer is J. Indigenous tribes, indigenous industries, indigenous people. Part of speech again adjective. Simple, one word, native. Earmark, earmark the funds. It's a verb, a regular verb. What does it mean? Designate funds for a particular cause or use, whatever. You guys are still with the fourth one. A is the answer. Erstwhile, easy, adjective. Former, only one word. B is the answer. Erosion, erode, erosion, noun form. Erode, a verb form. Gradual destruction or diminution of something. H is the answer. Consolation, adjective. Comfort received after a loss. It can be a noun as well. Consolation prize, adjective. It was a consolation, noun. Answer is D. Monopoly, this is also a noun. What does it mean? Exclusive possession or control over a particular product or service. Answer is G. What are you left with? Bailout, noun, and act of giving financial assistance or support. Have you got all the 10 correct? If you say yes, that is highly appreciable. Now let us go to revision editorial vocabulary. Try to answer quickly. No, different. Compensation is different. Consolation is different. If someone gives you, then it is compensation. Someone makes a mistake and he tries to correct, he gives you something, then we use the term compensation. Compensation for the loss, compensation towards something. But consolation is something entirely different. You get it based on the situation. Euphoria means what? State of excitement or happiness. Triumph, quick response I expect from you guys. Triumph means what? Victorious. Oh, you have gone to the fourth one. Great. Whopping, very large. Accomplish, achieve, or complete. Obliterate, destroy, remove, wipe out. Wonderful. Precious, valuable. Someone has gone to the sixth one. Precious, very valuable. Time is precious. Crave, crave for something. Have excess desire for something. Desire. That's a key word. Affable, affable person. Affable athlete. Obliterate, yes, destroy completely or wipe out. Friendly, yes. Sobering, ninth one. Seriously, serious background. Severe, serious, a better word. And formidable, powerful, inducing fear or respect. Now you should be able to answer the second lot because you got these words yesterday. Hooch, illicit liquor. Yes. Four, brought something to the fore. Means what? Brought something to the front. Fore means what? To be at the front, to be placed at the front or in the front. Alcoholic drink that is not of first quality, you can say. Adulterated, you have to think of the word adulterated. Contentious. Now, please move on. First one is over, second one, front, and third one, controversial. Contentious means what? Controversial. Bootleggers. Bootleggers, singular, bootleggers, plural. Someone who sells goods or things illegally. General definition, but generally it goes with someone who sells liquor illegally. Exactly. Conceal, a simple word. What does it mean? Hide. Conceal something, hide something. Complicity, the act of joining hands with someone to do something illegal. Complicity. Something like partner in crime. Accomplice, there's one word. Assume, suppose, yes, take things for granted without proof. Patronage, patron also means support, supporter. Eighth one, counterproductive, negative result instead of expected positive result or opposite to what is expected. Enduring, endure, last, enduring, lasting for a long time. Need not be relatives, support, patronage, only support from someone or some organization. Lasting, that's right. That's all for today. Thanks for being with me till 4 past 8. And do remember to subscribe and share. And after the session, go to the description of the video. There are two links. One, English, Murthy's English Telegram group. The other one, link to the app, Murthy's English. You can download the app. You get an idea about the courses